Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of It's About Everything. So in my last video I encountered a problem with my mouse. It was the clicking problem, the double clicking problem. When I was clicking the left click once, the computer was registering a double click. So it's not a software problem, I have already checked it, and it's actually a hardware problem, and it's pretty much associated with the switch that initiates the click. So I'm going to fix it today and show you how it's done. So first of all, you need to open the mouse. So this mouse is a Logitech mouse and its model number is N231. So it's held with a single screw, and once you open it, you have to push the cover a little bit up forward and the entire cover comes off. So you can see it's completely dusty and really dirty inside, so I'm going to clean it using a brush. Maybe I need to wash it thoroughly after opening the circuit and everything. So this mouse is about 10 years old as far as I can remember, from 2009 when I was using my desktop computer. So I was using this mouse continuously for a long time, and now it had this clicking issue. So Logitech is the best brand, I would say. So I'm going to clean it thoroughly because the circuit and everything is open. So to do that, I'm going to disassemble the scrolling wheel and everything. So to open the buttons, you need to open the latch over here, and particularly this model opens up like this. You can pull out the clicking section. So this is it, and you can see it's really dirty. Then I'm going to open this weight. I don't know why this weight is given. Probably at that time, if the mouse is heavy, that means it's good quality, or probably it's for stability. Nowadays the mouses are really light. So to open the wheel, I need to open the latch from both the side, and then I need to remove the spring. Be careful with the spring, you might lose it, so keep it aside. And after gently pulling the wheel, it comes up and it's released. So you can see the wheel is really dirty, and you can see the center section, it's like an a car wheel. Basically it's not that rotary encoder type of switch, it's actually an infrared emitter and transmitter, and when the wheel rotates in between, it registers rotation and then the scrolling works. So I need to clean the wheel as well. So here you can see the entire mouse is cleaned thoroughly with water, and the wheel is also clean. Especially the gaps are cleaned nicely in the wheel. So as the entire case is completed, I've completed cleaning. I'm going to open the switch and then take a look inside and fix it. So the buttons or the switch is held by two latches, one in front and one in back, and the switch are really small, so I'm using here an X-Acto blade to open the latch. Be careful with sharp edges, don't cut yourself. So this is the cover, and you need to take care of this white part which actually touches the thin metal strip and makes it to click. So here where the white part touches and it clicks. So due to some reason my mic was not picking up the sound, that's why you cannot hear the click. So to open it, it's very simple. You need to pull the spring or the metal strip in the backward direction and gently lift it, and then pull it from the side, and the spring comes out. And it's the opposite way. To put it back, you need to align the spring from the side and then put it inside, and then pull it back and place it right into its place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a sandpaper to clean the contacts, and then as far as I've seen other videos on YouTube, some of them suggests to make this round side which acts as a spring. You can see this curved edge to straighten this up a little bit so that the spring retains its tension. But here, as the switch was clicking already, so I don't think it needs that much of straightening up, but still I applied a little bit of pressure on the spring. Who knows, it might work, it might not, but I've applied everything that I've learned on the internet, on YouTube especially. So I straightened up the curved edge a little bit, and then I'm going to use a 2000 grit sandpaper just to polish the edge where the contacts are made. So the process is really simple, and once it's done, then I'm going to put back the spring. So I have seen a video on YouTube where someone suggests that you can apply a little bit of oil on the top of the button. I don't know how it works, but maybe there is some friction inside, and when the oil is added, that friction is reduced and the mouse stops the double clicking problem. So I'm going to apply a little bit of oil as well. So I don't know what kind of oil he was using, so I'm going to use edible vegetable oil, which is actually I'm going to use coconut oil, edible coconut oil. Okay, so I have done the sandpaper thing. I have used the sandpaper to polish the contacts, and now I'm going to put the spring back into its place. So the technique of putting the spring back into its place is you need to hold it like an angle, just as I'm showing, and then you need to pull it in the backward direction, and then you need to latch it into its place. Don't pull it too much or you might break the thin metal strip. It's actually made of copper, as far as I can think. It looks like copper, so it's really not that strong. It might break. Okay, so here I have completely fitted it back into its place, just as the same way I have taken it off, and now it clicks. So it was clicking really well, and due to the problem in my microphone, I was unable to record the audio, but for the record it does works, and the clicking sound has improved a little bit as I have straightened up the spring a little bit, which I think was not necessary because it was already clicking before, just a little bit. The clicking was a little bit light, but now it's a little bit hard. The sound is a little bit hard. The only thing that required was the polishing of the contacts with a little bit of sandpaper, and it should be okay. So here I'm using the pointed screwdriver attachment, and I'm applying some oil on the places where there's a possibility of friction, and with that friction probably a little bit of carbon deposition and maybe loss of contact or double clicking issue again. So with this oil it might not create the same problem again, and it will last a longer time. Another most obvious way is replacing the switch entirely. You can buy new switches and just solder it into its place and it will work. But I have seen on YouTube others fixing this problem, so I thought to give it a try, and it does really works. So this is the small white thing, the clicker, that you need to be sure that it's not lost, and the only way to put it back into its place is in the inverted position. You need to hold it upside down and then gently put it back in, and you will hear a click sound, which means it's into its place, it's fitted into its place, and then it clicks. So that's a thumbs up. Now I'm going to repeat the process with the other two switches or the other two contacts. Okay, so after completing, now I'm going to assemble it. Very simple, very easy, just in the reverse direction of how I have opened it. First I'm going to put the spring for the scroll wheel. What the spring does is it creates the feeling of scrolling. When you scroll the wheel does not rotate freely. It feels like it's passing through a notch. So that feeling is coming from this spring. So after putting the spring, you need to gently push the wheel back into its place, and then you need to latch the spring in the inner well of the scroll wheel, and it's back into its place. Then I'm going to put in the front cover or the front switching part, the clicking part, which is also really easy. Just you need to press and it locks into its place. So here I forgot the weight that was right behind this latch, so I had to open it back again. I didn't notice it at that time. So it's back into its place and is firmly attached. So after cleaning it with a little bit of soapy water, just the cover, it appears like brand new from the inside, of course. Okay, so I forgot the weight here, and I'm going to open it back again, and then I'm going to put the weight back inside. So probably this weight is for stability, I'm not sure. Okay, so it's done. The latches are back into its place, and the process is complete for the top cover. Now I'm going to work on the bottom cover. So it's really easy. All you need to do is put the reflective glass on the bottom side, and then I need to put the circuit back into its place, and I need to manage the wire. So here the wire is really old and I didn't want it to break anything inside the wire, so I didn't clean the wire. Here you can see the wire is a little bit of dirty. The section that lies inside the mouse, it's a little bit dirty, so I didn't bother to clean it. What if anything breaks inside this wire? So I gently pressed it into its place with a firm pressure, and it's nicely fitted. Now I'm going to put the top cover on top of it. So there is a lock. I need to first put it in this direction where the front lock latches, and then I'm going to put the back side down so that it attaches and then firmly secured with a screw. So here it's completely done. So this video is completely edited using this mouse, and I didn't encounter the double clicking problem. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you soon.